Last season on the podcast, we shared a bunch of life-changing decisions. You decided you wanted us to dig further into those life-changing decisions, and that's what this season will bring. Digging in deeper when we do have new guests so that you get the value that you want, because realistically, this podcast is about helping you. So, welcome to season 2 of Raise the Anchor. You're listening to Raise the Anchor with your host, Melissa Burbridge, where we take you through life-changing decisions and dig deeper into those decisions to see how they affected the people that made them. Last season, we told you about my life-changing decision to leave nursing and get into the property management with my side gig of my digital media firm. Well, a lot of changes have happened in 1 year. It's hard to believe, but this time last year, I was only doing the property management job. I was busy focusing on the property management job and trying to figure out what my next steps were. I had a hard time choosing that it would be the digital media firm. It was very fun. I absolutely loved it, but I was scared to jump in altogether. So I kept doing it as a side project. I also had the cooking show with my daughter. I had the network marketing job as well. So I had a lot of things on my plate, but definitely not a clear focus. So I knew in the new year, I wanted to start creating that clear focus. So it was sometime in January that I decided I slowly wanted to move my digital marketing business into a full-time career. I didn't have the steps, definitely had a lot of limiting beliefs, wondering if I could actually do it or not. So I slowly worked at that. I got rid of the network marketing job. I just focused on the property management job and the digital marketing. It took quite a few months, especially since the property management job was quite busy. So a lot of my focus was on the property management job. I was still trying to learn the new job. I went back to school and I actually learned video editing. So I took a very intensive course for quite a few months on how to do and produce and edit videos, which is actually where I learned how to produce and edit podcasts like my own. It was a very useful course and it was free, which was nice. It was in that course that I realized that, yes, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. This is my passion. This is my goal. And I have to figure out how to do it. We had a very busy spring, so it was very hard for me to separate the two. Yeah, I was very busy trying to separate the two. And then I joined a strategy collective group and I decided to go into a hot seat. It was in that hot seat, they said, no wonder you're frustrated. You're working full-time as a business development manager. You're working full-time as your own CEO in your own business, but your business is stuck between two brands. So your digital media and your blog brands are stuck together, preventing you from growing because you're holding back, worried about how it would affect your daughter. Yes, because the blog business was with my daughter, I subconsciously wasn't doing these bold moves to try and move my business forward because I didn't know how to do that. I didn't know how to separate from the blog business into the digital media business. So I had that little crutch for a while. Now, I was so overwhelmed by this hot seat call that I literally just went into my room and started plotting things out. Now I have a plan for all of 2021, part of 2022, and moving forward. Everything kind of took off right after that. So my side business and the property management business were so busy that I literally didn't have time to do my business and grow it to the capacity that I wanted to. So I'd hired somebody casually to do some of the transcription for my podcasts. And it turns out it was my best friend. So then the pandemic hit and we were busier than ever. So everybody was being thrown online fast. So we decided it was the perfect time to start looking at growing the business. So I've separated into my own brand. We definitely had some roadblocks along the way trying to figure out a business name. I took on that business partner. She has been my best friend forever, and she was laid off from the hotel, and she decided that, doing something creative would be something she wanted to build. So we decided to create our partnership. And ever since then, everything has kind of taken off, which is fantastic. We are super busy, but there hasn't been a clear path. We've definitely met resistance along the way. I've had to get over some of my limiting beliefs. I'm trying to teach her to get over some of her limiting beliefs. And we're starting to a road for 2021 where a lot of big things are going to happen. So one of my limiting beliefs was, am I good enough to do this? Should I be doing this? Absolutely. Once I let go of that, it actually just kind of started to skyrocket. I stopped second guessing myself if I'm good enough. Should I be doing this? I absolutely should be doing this. I'm helping businesses change how they market. I'm helping businesses grow in a time of decline. I'm also helping businesses get that confidence in themselves that they should be moving forward and not giving it up. So it's very rewarding. I've also apparently been inspiring women to go out on their own. I've gotten so many compliments and so many comments on how inspiring I am to watch, which, could give you a big head, but for me, it's so humbling to know that I'm on the right path and wanting to inspire you guys all to go into that next stage post-pandemic. I definitely have a lot of travel in my future. Obviously, it has to be done wisely. I've been asked to speak at a couple conferences in the US, so that will be either virtually or in person, depending on COVID. I just finished speaking at an online podcast summit, which was so amazing. The organizers of that event were just spot on. They did an amazing job. It was definitely life-changing. My first ever live stream podcast, if any of you guys caught it. I actually cannot wait to do more live stream podcasts. We will also be moving into doing more video podcasts, so you'll start to see them more on YouTube. We're going to be putting all of last season's onto YouTube as well, but we're going to be putting a little video because we didn't do the recording of the people. So a lot of changes coming. Another change for us was making the decision to be able to cut certain things out of the business and job them out. It's very easy to say yes to every single project, but you have to really look at that project. One thing we will definitely be jobbing out is websites. I can make a beautiful website, but it takes so much time and effort. When somebody else, it probably takes about a week. You got to know those limits. You got to be able to set your goals and your plans and know your zone of genius and how to move forward in that. So that is something I've really had to work with over this year. Knowing how much to charge. We definitely weren't charging enough for our services in the beginning. I'm still not even convinced we're charging enough now, but so if you want some services, you might want to come now before we hike up our prices. But that has been a switch for me because before in the network marketing world, it was a set price for your commission. In the nursing and the business development, it was a set price for your thing. So learning how to price myself has been kind of a little bit of stages, because in the beginning I charged so little because I didn't know what others charged. Once I realized that, I kind of upped my prices, and I didn't up them to a crazy amount because I felt, do I have the experience? Now that I know I myself have the experience, I have no problem charging my worth. I still think some of our prices are a little less because we want to keep the small businesses in our range. We also are aware that it's COVID, so we don't want to outprice ourselves during a pandemic. We think that that's the wrong way. But we have so many exciting things coming up next year, a lot of different workshops, a course, a book, a retreat, and we're just hoping that the world learns to heal itself throughout this year and that we get to deliver those. We're very appreciative of all of the love and feedback that you've been giving us on our podcasts and telling us how inspiring we are. If there's anything you want to learn, we're more than happy to try and teach you if it's in our realm. If not, we're more than happy to try and find somebody to teach you that. So if there's an inspiring story that you would like to hear, that you would like shared, let us know, reach out to us, and we will definitely try and get them on the show, because ultimately we want to help you make those decisions. A lot of times it's those small limiting beliefs that hold you back, or it's those fears that hold you back. And we want you to break down those walls and move forward into a new era, an era where you are the center of the attention. So let's make 2021 the year we push past our limiting beliefs and fears and break into this beautiful flower. Till next week. Thank you for listening to Raise the Anchor, brought to you by Alizé Creative Solutions. We hope you found that story very inspiring. We look forward to bringing you more this week. Subscribe to the podcast to stay in the loop. Don't forget to leave a 5-star review to spread the love even further. We hope you have smooth sailing.